I know today's Wednesday, but it's still week 7. And last week, on week 6, I talked about failure. I want to talk about failure in week 7, part 2. Failure part 2, because there's something that I want to share with you when it comes to failure. Yes, failure builds character, it builds experience, says for you. And that it allows you to learn in a way so that you won't make those same mistakes again. I want to let you in real quick on my level, where I've been, and how I failed to get where I am right now. So I'm going to just jump right in so that you understand that everybody, the most successful people, they fail. They fail, but it's what they do with those experiences from failure that allows them to succeed. So first, I'll tell you this. Right now, we're doing MME ACT for our schools. And the first thing I want you to know is that when I was in high school, I took the ACT not once, not twice, but 3 times. I took it 3 times. Tried my best to get a 21. I never got that 21. If I got the 21, I would have got a full ride. I did not get that 21. My grades were good. I still was able to get into college at Michigan State University. I applied to Michigan State University. I was accepted in December. Ready to go. Paid my $150 smart orientation fee. Right around April, they had no recollection that I was accepted to the school, that I paid the fee, despite the fact that I had the receipt saying that I paid. It didn't matter. They told me I was no longer accepted and my admission was rescinded because I didn't pay a certain bill, a $150 bill that I had the receipt for. They told me I wasn't accepted. I applied again. They didn't tell me I was accepted again, and I paid the money again until 2 days before classes started. So I met with failure in a sense twice from Michigan State. When I got to Michigan State University, I decided I wanted to go into education. I applied to the College of Education. Somehow, once I applied, they lost my essay and said I wasn't accepted because I didn't turn in my essay. I showed them the essay, didn't matter. It was past the deadline. It was too late. I would have to wait a whole nother year. I applied again. I finally got in the second time. Once I got into the College of Education, I had to take a certification exam for my major. I took the exam. I failed it. I took the exam again. I failed it. 3rd time's a charm. I took it again and I passed. So I failed twice before I passed to be able to go into the classroom and start teaching. Once I got into teaching, I decided I wanted to sell real estate at the same time. I took the real estate exam. Not once, I failed. Not twice, I failed. Not 3 times, I failed. I took the real estate exam 4 times before I passed it on the 5th time. I took the test. I had to take that test 5 times before I was able to get my license to sell my mom a house. I passed. I sold my mom a house. The worst thing about that experience was I failed by 1 to 3 points every time. I missed it by 1 to 3 points. Those are the worst. When you miss it, you come that close and then you lose. You come that close and you lose. So real estate exam 5 times. Took it 5 times. I'm saying all this to say is that I failed once I got into teaching. Okay, I got into teaching and I failed some more. My first year, I got laid off and decided, let me take care of myself. Decided I wanted to be a principal in a few years. Decided I wanted to be a principal. I interviewed 3 times. I went to one school, they didn't like me, didn't want me, I didn't make the cut. I interviewed again at a different school. They didn't like me, didn't make the cut. 3rd time, I interviewed 3 times before I became an assistant principal. All those setbacks were only setups for comebacks. That's how I took it. Every time I walked into the door of opportunity and it didn't open, I went to the next door. I kept knocking, I kept knocking, I kept knocking. And nobody decided to let me in, so I had to kick the door down. Failure. All those times I did not succeed at what I was passionate about, I found a way despite everything else. And that's one of the big reasons why I'm here to this day. I use my failures as my motivation. I use my setbacks as my comebacks. I got excited. I developed this term. It's in this term. Everybody knows. You used it before. I don't care what the situation is. Yes. I just say yes. Mr. McGee, you did not get the job at this public school district. Yes. Woo! I get excited. Because setbacks are only setups for comebacks. When you're looking at failure, when you're thinking about failure, I want you to keep that in mind. Setbacks are only setups for comebacks. Setbacks are only set up for comebacks. So when you're following your goals, you're moving forward and doing the things that you're supposed to do, and something happens, an obstacle presents itself, a roadblock presents itself. This is the setup. This is how you know you're about to reach the promised land, because this is the setup. This is where failure starts to present itself. You should get excited and say, yes! Somebody told me no. Yes! I got a 40% on the exam. Yeah. Setups, setbacks are only set up for comebacks. Remember that when you're looking at failure. So that's the part 2 I want to talk to you about. There are so many points in my life where somebody told me no, they didn't want me, I wasn't ready, I didn't pass the test, and I failed. But I didn't take that in and say, oh, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I wasn't a failure. I was in the company of failure. I visited failure. I don't live in failure. I visit failure. I come by. I might rent a space in failure, but I'm not going to live there. I'm not going to buy a home there. And neither should you. When you're taking a test and you fail, when you don't do so well and you fail, somebody tells you no, that does not mean it's over. Setbacks are only set up for comebacks. Week 7, keep that in mind. Don't make excuses, make it happen. This is Mr. McGee. This is my message for week 7. Hey, get at me. Leave a comment. Let me know what I can do to help you make it to the next step, the next level. Because that's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for. Hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening. If it's anything you need, let me know. Let me know. And remember, only you can make it a good day. Only you can make it a good day. Hey, take care.